Sup traders, it's Trades here. Let's do a post-market analysis for euro dollar and pound dollar. We had news for pound dollar at 245, which drove market a little bit, which caused a little bit of volatility. Let's just dive straight into it. So weekly time frame, I'm bearish for the week. Order flow is bearish, but also acknowledge the fact that we came into quite a major monthly time frame imbalance below all of this liquidity, below all of this sell side liquidity, like this range. Price tanked down, came into this monthly time frame fair value gaps 50%, which also happens to be at this sell side liquidity on the weekly time frame, and tapped into that last week with this bearish engulfing candle that took out liquidity off the previous candle and closed below. And since then, price has failed to go lower. To me, I'll be watching this inverse fair value gap tomorrow. Potentially price could come down into, and my draw on liquidity now going into the week is at this buy side liquidity, previous week's high. And if price does come into that previous week's high before it comes down to this low, then I'm not going to be trading. I'm not going to be looking to trade from here to here. However, if we do come to this high tomorrow, then I will be looking to short. Like I said, I'm bearish for the week, but because it's NFP and the fact that we come into quite a key location, I don't really want to be trading after Tuesday, bearish order flow trades after Tuesday, unless there is some really good confirmation that it's going to continue lower. We have some news tomorrow at 3 p.m. UK time, so 10 a.m. US time, and I'll be looking to trade after that. Price just opened yesterday, put in this really small pause candle and just pumped up. I was watching this level at first. I did take a very small short, risking around 0.1%, 0.2%, which I immediately took a loss on because I wanted to be in the trade. The way price moved up slowly, especially on the 1 hour time frame, is clearer. We had an aggressive push up initially. And then price came into, I believe I took a trade somewhere around this high actually. Actually, not even that high. Yeah, around this high. Around this level, this order block right here, after price put in this small accumulation. And after seeing this accumulation and seeing this candle, bullish candle after that, come down and take out the low. And then it started to push up on the 15-minute. With this candle, I was anticipating price to find some kind of a reversal. I just happened to be quite early in the trade. I should have really waited for price to close on the 1 hour time frame before, because like I said, I wanted price to, this is a very good candle, especially because order flow is bearish. This candle that took out the low and high after this small accumulation, it's more than likely going to find some kind of a resistance at the next point of interest, especially after taking out the highs of that candle. And then we get the inside bar candle, and then we take out that high, and then price drops, especially as it comes into that daily time frame imbalance that previously price had been rejecting. And of course, because I took a trade, I believe somewhere around here after, I took a trade somewhere around here, and after that, I didn't want to be involved in the trade during the day on Monday. Like I said, I'd rather wait for Tuesday, and that should have been something I was waiting anyway. If I really wanted to trade, it should have been at the most extreme point of interest, and to me that is right here in this range. And tomorrow we could potentially see, right, price this week potentially see some kind of a channel forming at this high, and then price dropping down into this level and then going back up. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out. At the moment, don't really have any prediction. I would much rather trade at this buy side liquidity or previous week's high as price approaches that level, and hopefully it comes up to that level with some kind of a channel. We get some pattern like this, and then from here I'll trade it depending on what time it appears. Pound dollar as well, looks like we are going to be inverting this fair value gap, bearish fair value gap today. We had this bearish engulfing candle last week, and because of that, I'm waiting for price to potentially come into previous week's high or take out today's high tomorrow and look for some kind of trade after the news. If it comes before the news, if there's really good displacement before the news, then I will look to trade. I'll take a short. However, it does seem like we could potentially see price push up first In fact, I'm not going to make too many predictions. Prediction, like I said, it could potentially come into this fair value gap, inverse fair value gap. We did reject the 50% of that future inverse fair value gap because it wasn't an inverse fair value gap when this candle was printing. It rejected that 50% and then started to consolidate sideways. So we could potentially see price come down to this low, which if it does, it'll be good, but I don't think it will come down to that low. I reckon it will come down to this low, take out liquidity and go up. Also got NFP at the end of the week. And I'll be waiting for the news tomorrow to come out. Until then, I don't really have much direction on pound dollar. Ideally, like I said, previous day's high is a good location to start looking for a trade. We didn't see any displacement or on Monday, price going lower, and it closed quite aggressively bullish after rejecting quite a key level and inversing this fair value gap after accumulating this zone, right? We had a fake market structure shift around here after that price tanked, and after seeing this is a very good reason to go long for me. In fact, it might not even come down to that 50%. It might just come into somewhere around wherever, if there is a point of interest there tomorrow morning during London session. Current below, there could potentially be a trade around that level, right? Yeah, just below that, this low I think would be a good and interesting level to take along. But that is based on the fact that we haven't come up and taken out these highs and price hasn't pulled back after that. So yeah, just we're going to wait for tomorrow. Probably wait until the news to come out if I'm going to short. But if I'm going to go long, I think it is going to be around these levels. Would be a good location to go long, which I obviously won't do because the fact that order flow is bearish for me at the moment, and to me that's not a reason to take a trade, an opposing trade. The drawn liquidity for this week to me is this sell side liquidity, right? It looks like price is coming down to that low to take out that liquidity. So because of that, I don't really want to be taking longs around here. I would much rather wait for price to give me more information and then based on that take my entries. So let's see how the market opens tomorrow and let's see what the news brings.